Hi, I'm Joe from Slingmods. We lead the industry when it comes to bringing you honest reviews for the products we sell. Today, we're reviewing the windshields by F4 Customs. F4 Customs has been in business for about 10 years, first making windscreens for motorcycles, then the Can-Am Spyder, and now windshields for the Polaris Slingshot. The windshields come with a simple set of instructions that tell you how to install and maintain the windshield. They also come with 3 plastic grommets and 2 rubber washers. Now this is a very important piece of information, guys. F4 Customs requires you to use the factory hardware when installing their windshields. Therefore, if you've purchased a base model Slingshot that didn't come with factory hardware, you're going to have to source that either through Polaris or your local hardware store. So you'll want to do that before making your purchase so that you have everything for installation. If you're looking for an aftermarket windscreen for your Slingshot, F4 Customs provides several options. You can choose either a stock height windshield, or a +3, which is 3 inches taller than stock, or a +5, which is 5 inches taller. You can also get any windshield with a light tint, which is shown here in the stock height option. In addition to height, each windshield is 2.5 inches wider per side, giving you better wind and rain protection around your outside shoulder. The taller shields also feature a slight curve near the top, which directs wind and rain further over your head. These shields are made from polycarbonate, more commonly referred to as Lexan. Now, polycarbonate is about 30 times more impact resistant than acrylic, and for reference, acrylic is far more impact resistant than glass. So these shields should provide ample protection for things like rocks and debris that you'd normally encounter on the road. F4 Customs claims that their polycarbonate is of the highest optical grade, and that it's UV stabilized so that it doesn't dry out in the sun and become brittle over time. Their real claim to fame, however, is in the proprietary coating they use in the manufacturing process. They claim that the proprietary coating allows for better water shedding capabilities and more scratch resistance. Now, I can't tell you what that coating is because it's magic, but it sounds pretty cool. We still need to put it through enough testing to make sure it's legit. So here's what we need to do. We need to install each windshield to evaluate the overall design and see how they look. We need to test wind buffeting. We need to test scratch resistance, and we need to test water shedding capabilities. If we do all that, that should give us a pretty good overview of whether or not these windshields live up to all the claims that the manufacturer makes. Let's go ahead and get started. I also tested F4's windshield cleaner with a regular paper towel. It seemed to work better at removing bugs than regular glass cleaner, but it's not required that you use it on the windshield. You can use any basic product designed to clean windows or windscreens. F4 Customs claims that their patented coating makes the polycarbonate more scratch resistant. I have a sample piece here with their patented coating on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this steel wool and I'm going to scratch my stock windscreen with it. And then I'm going to do the same process with this sample piece and see which one holds up better. I want to give the disclaimer before I start that nothing is completely scratch proof. So don't try this test on any of your windscreens or any other polycarbonate that you want to keep at home on your own. This is simply for testing purposes. Starting with just 2 fingers at first, I'm going to go in this circular pattern for about 10 strokes until I switch it up and just go back and forth. Then I'm going to go back in circles and then back and forth, and then I'm going to do my personal favorite, the figure 8. Oh yeah! Now we're going to use the same technique on F4 Customs patented coating. Now we'll clean them both off using their windshield cleaner, and we'll get a close-up of the end results. The scratches were actually difficult to see without this light, but pay close attention to how deep the scratches look here. The F4 shield did get damaged, but notice that the scratches are much finer, indicating that it is more scratch resistant. Just don't use an SOS pad or steel wool to clean your windshield. Here's footage of the stock windshield. I'm not using Rain-X or any other chemicals, just the clean windshield by itself. Here's footage of the F4. As you can see, it sheds water just fine, but the rain also slowed down a little bit, and that's out of my control. So what I'm going to do is slow down and let rain build up on the shield so that you can see how it sheds when I pick up speed. We're going to test wind buffeting starting with the stock height windshield. However, I don't want to just talk you through what I'm experiencing. I want you to be able to see it. So for the purposes of demonstration, I've invited my lazy son with bad hair to join us.
What's up?
And just so you don't have to look at him the whole time, I've installed bad hair of my own. Using our hair as a gauge, look at how much turbulence there is in the cockpit using the stock height windshield. It's damn near tearing off my beautiful new bouffant. Post stock height windshield. There's still some wind in the cabin with the +3, but it's not trying to rip my hair off. There's far less wind in the cabin with the +5. I could maintain this sexy all day. Let's see what happens when I go faster. As far as quality goes, all three windshields are good products. They all performed really well. To be quite honest, I couldn't tell much difference in shedding rain between the F4 shield and the stock shield. But to me, that really doesn't matter, because if I wanted to shed rain, I would just put Rain-X on it. F4 says it's safe to do that, and quite frankly, I've been doing that on everything for years, whether it be windshields or face shields on my motorcycle, and everything's been fine. So to me, that doesn't mean much. Now, I tested all three of these shields back to back, but I didn't do that so that I could pick which one was better than the other. I did that to give you an idea which one you might think would be right for you. Case in point, I would pick the stock height tinted windshield simply because I like how it looks on the Slingshot, and I'm 5'7", and it's important to me to be able to look over the top of it. Now, if you're 6'5" or so, the +5 windshield would probably work the same for you, and it would look decent installed on the Slingshot with you sitting behind it. It's just that when I sat behind the +5, it looked like I was driving the Pope Mobile. One concern that I haven't yet addressed that I heard online was whether or not there was distortion at the curves of the windshield. I went ahead and took a short video clip so that you can see it and so that I could explain it to you. Take a look. So as you can see, there is distortion there, but not very much. And I want to mention two things about that. The first thing is they designed the windshield wider to provide more functional wind protection around your shoulders, and that's one of the reasons for distortion. And quite frankly, I think the windshield looks better designed that way. The second thing is, if you're like me and you're shopping for a windshield that you can look over the top of, you're not likely going to notice it. The distortion was in the stock height windshields too, and I never noticed it because the windshield was short enough. So if you're using the same logic I am, it's likely not even going to be an issue for you. Now, if you're going to buy one of these windshields, I would advise you to sit in the driver's seat and measure both 3 and 5 inches above the stock shield. The reason I say that is because I took my dad for a ride with the +3 installed, and he's 5'10". The edge of the windshield sat right in his sight line, and he didn't like it. So he would either have to opt for the stock size windshield or the +5. Now, I'm not saying the +3 won't work if you're 5'10". My dad could have a longer torso and shorter legs. I don't know, everybody's different. The point is, these windshields all provide something a little different, and depending on what you want, whether you want more wind protection or you want to look over the top, you're going to want to do your homework before you throw your money at it. If you're ready to buy, head over to slingmods.com and place your order. If you're not ready to buy, keep your money in your pocket and your eyes on this channel by hitting the subscribe button below. We're going to be bringing you some more cool stuff really soon. So as you can obviously see, the coating that F4 puts on the screens doesn't hold up to any real abuse.
Dad.
I mean, look at it.
Dad.
Special coating.
Dad.
What?
Isn't that your windshield?
What do you mean?
That's the stock height F4 tinted right there.
Oh, shit!
Come on, say it, say it.